Good morning, dear students. Myself Jeenu Malik. I will help you to understand geography of class 10th. Dear students, we have discussed our ongoing chapter Minerals and Energy Resources up to the topic Conservation of Minerals. Now let's proceed further. Today we will discuss energy minerals and their classification. Dear students, energy minerals can be classified into two categories: conventional source of energy and non-conventional sources of energy. In today's class, we only cover the conventional sources of energy. After reading this title, the first question which comes in our mind, that is, what is energy? Dear students, the word energy defines the capacity or ability to do work. Energy exists in many forms, including kinetic energy, electrical, thermal, potential, chemical, nuclear energy, etc. Dear students, according to the first law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another. Now, the second question is why we need energy. Dear students, the quality of life that most of the world enjoys today depends largely upon a stable and abundant supply of energy. Energy is required for all activities. It is needed to cook, to provide light and heat, to propel vehicle and to drive machineries in the industries. Energy can be generated from fuel minerals like coal, petroleum, natural gases, and it can also be generated from electricity. Energy resources can be classified as conventional and non-conventional sources. Now let's discuss conventional sources. Dear students, these sources of energy are also known as non-renewable sources of energy, which are available in a limited quantity. These sources of energy are the decaying matter which take over hundreds of years to form. For example, firewood, cattle dung cake, coal, petroleum, natural gas, and electricity. Firewood and cattle dung cake are the most common energy source in rural India. According to one estimate, 70% energy requirement in rural household is met by these two. But dear students, continuation use of firewood and cattle dung cake is really very harmful for both human being as well as our environment. Continuation use of firewood decreasing the forest area, whereas uses of cattle dung cake consumes most valuable manure which could be used in agriculture. Along with this, smoke produced by these two pollute our environment. Long-term exposure of these two leads to asthma, reduce lung function, increase cancer, reduce immune system, and heart diseases in human being. So we must discourage the use of these two. Now let's discuss further examples of conventional sources. Coal. Coal is the most abundantly available fossil fuel in India. It provides a substantial part of the nation's energy needs. How we use coal? Coal is used for power generation. It is used to supply energy to industries as well as provide energies for domestic needs. India is highly dependent on coal for meeting its commercial energy requirements. Now the question is, how is coal formed? Dear students, coal is formed due to compression of plant material over millions of years. Therefore, coal is found in a variety of forms. It totally depending on the degree of compression, depth, and the time of burial. Here with this flow diagram and this slide, you can see the exact steps of coal formation. At first stage, dead woods and tree remains trapped on the bottom of swamp. This accumulation of layers after layer create a dense material called peat. As this peat was viewed more and more underground, the high temperature and pressure transformed it into lignite, bituminous, and anthracite coal. Now let's discuss these types in detail. The first type of coal is peat. Dear students, decaying plants in swamps produce peat. Peat has a low carbon content and low heating capacity with high moisture content. Second type is lignite. Lignite is also a low grade brown coal which is soft with high moisture content. The major lignite reserves in India are in Naveli in Tamil Nadu. The coal produced here are used for generation of electricity. Dear students, third type of coal is bituminous coal. Coal that has been viewed deep and subjected to increased temperature is called bituminous coal. It has high heating content. It is the most popular coal in commercial use. Bituminous coal has a special value for smelting iron. Fourth type is anthracite coal. Anthracite is the highest quality hard coal with high heating content and low sulfur content. But dear students, supply of anthracites are limited in most of the areas. As you already know that coal is a bulky material. That's why industries and thermal power stations are located near coal field to reduce transportation cost. Dear students, in India, coal occur in rock series of two main geological ages. First one is Gondwana deposits, which little over 200 million years in age, whereas the tertiary deposits are only about 55 million years old. If we talk about the Gondwana deposits, then it covers Damodar Valley, Jharia, Raniganj, Bokaro, Godavari, Mahanadi, Son and Varda Valley, whereas tertiary deposits include Meghalaya, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. Next example of energy resource is petroleum. Petroleum is the second major energy source in India after coal. Dear students, if we talk about the uses of petroleum, it provides fuel for heat and lighting, it provides lubricants for machineries, and raw material for a number of manufacturing industries. Along with this, petroleum refineries act as a nodal industry for synthetic textile, fertilizer, and for chemical industries. If we talk about the formation or occurrence of petroleum, then the word petroleum derived from petra, which means rock, or oleum, which means oil. Dear students, petroleum is mined from rock under earth. Petroleum was formed from the organisms living in the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of sea and got covered with layers of sand or clay. Over millions of years, absence of air and the intense temperature and high pressure transformed the dead organisms into petroleum and natural gas. Dear students, occurrence of petroleum in India are associated with the anticlines and the fault traps of rocks formed in tertiary age. Petroleum is found in the fault traps between the porous and non-porous rocks. Porous rocks helps the petroleum in their flow, whereas the non-porous rocks restrict the petroleum in rising and in sinking. Now let's see the major production areas of petroleum in India. These areas are Mumbai High, Gujarat. In Gujarat, Ankleshwar is the most important field of Gujarat, whereas in Assam, Digboi, Naharkatia, and Moran Hugrizan are the important oil field in Assam. Now the next example of energy minerals is natural gas. Dear students, natural gas is an important clean energy resource found in association with or without petroleum. If we talk about the uses of natural gas, then it is used as a source of energy as well as an industrial raw material in the petrochemical industries. Dear students, natural gas is considered an environment friendly fuel or even the fuel for the present century because of the low carbon dioxide emission. Even the use of CNG for vehicles to replace the liquid fuels now is gaining wide popularity. Dear students, if we talk about the large reserves of natural gas in India, then it is Krishna Godavari Basin, Mumbai High, Gulf of Cambay, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. There is an example of a gas pipeline and it is HVJ Hazira Vizapur Jagdishpur gas pipeline which is 1700 km long. This gas pipeline links the Mumbai High and Basin with the fertilizer, power or the industrial complexes in western India or in northern India. This pipeline has provided an impetus to the India's gas production. Dear students, the power and the fertilizer industries are the key users of natural gas. Now, the next example of energy minerals is electricity. Dear students, electricity has a wide range of applications in today's world. If we talk about its uses, then electricity is used for lighting, heating, cooling, refrigeration, for operating appliances, computer, electronic machines, etc. Even the per capita consumption of electricity is considered as an index of development. Dear students, electricity is generated mainly in two ways. Number one, hydroelectricity, and number two, thermal electricity. Dear students, hydroelectricity generated by fast flowing water. And you know very well, water is a renewable resource. Now let's understand the process of generating hydroelectricity with the help of these images. Hydroelectric power plants have a reservoir of water like this and a gate to control how much water flows out of the reservoir. Third one, it requires a place where the water ends up after flowing downward. Water gains potential energy just before it spills over the top of a dam. The potential energy is converted into kinetic energy as water flows downhill. The water can be used to turn the blade of a turbine to generate electricity, and this electricity is distributed to the power plant. India has a number of multi-purpose projects like Bhakra Nangal, Damodar Valley Corporation, Kopili Hydel Project, etc. for producing hydroelectricity. Now, the next one is thermal electricity. Dear students, thermal electricity generated by using coal, petroleum, and natural gas. And you know very well, these fossil fuels are non renewable resources. Now, let's understand the process of generating thermal electricity with the help of these images. Dear students, the burning of fuels such as oil, coal, and natural gas fire a boiler to generate high temperature and high pressure steam. This steam is used to drive a steam turbine, and a generator attached to the steam turbine generate electricity. So dear students, this is the process of generating thermal electricity. Dear student, with this topic we sum up our today's class. We will meet soon in our next class and will discuss the non-conventional source of energy. Till then, stay happy and blessed. Do hard work. Thanks.